Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. Today I'm going to show how it's possible to use your smartphone as an FPV monitor. Now, some of you who watch my channel may have seen me review the Fat Shark Dominators, and I was really disappointed with them. And it got me thinking, we have these phones in our pockets, and this phone, this is the Nexus 5, the Google Nexus 5, and this was cheaper than these Fat Shark goggles. And that seems strange to me because this phone has a 1080p screen, and these have a 640 by 480 screen with a really narrow field of view. And that got me thinking, is it possible to utilize this 1080p screen? And it is. Now, what sort of got me thinking about this is recently Google released an application called Google Cardboard, and what it was is you bought a sort of a cardboard box, you slide your phone into it, and that gives you a 3D view, and there's some apps there that split the screen in two and you get a 3D view out of it. And I wonder if we can take this phone, put it in one of those, modify it slightly, and that will give us some FPV goggles. The problem with that, though, is how do you get the image on the screen? So I thought about this quite a bit, and there are some options. You can use, say, a remote desktop app. So you use your computer to view the FPV screen. You remote in and you see it on your phone. You can use like TeamViewer or Splashtop, but you get a certain amount of lag with that. And so what I realized you could do is, now this isn't for all phones, I should say. The Nexus 5 has something called USB on the go, or OTG, and what that means is you can utilize the USB port down here and use, say, a mouse or a keyboard or any kind of USB device. Now, that brings me on to the next discovery that I made. So I was very kindly, by FPV Hobby, sent this device here, which I'm hoping they're going to sell. This is the Laser BGC USB RX, and what it does is it acts as an FPV video receiver. You plug it in to a computer, a notebook, or a phone. We'll get onto that in a bit. And what it does is it kind of acts like a webcam. It shows up as a camera device on your computer. So, like I say, I was very kindly sent this by FPV Hobby, and what you can do with this is this module accepts the Fat Shark RX modules that go into the side of the Fat Sharks. So FPV Hobby very kindly sent me this as well, and this just slides in here like so. And I planned on doing a review of this through the computer until I realized that it works through the phone absolutely lag-free. So I can't seem to find anywhere that's stocking these at the moment. I think they're quite a new product, so I feel very lucky to have been sent one. But you don't need one of these. For me, this is just a really nice solution because it's compact, and I'll show you that in a bit. But what you can do is you can take, say, an easycap device, or say a WinTV dongle, which is my favorite way of doing video over the computer. It's certainly the best quality, and you can plug that in. So you don't need one of these. So you take one of these USB size converters there, it takes it from the normal USB size to USB 2 size, I think that's called. And this will plug into here like so, and then we'll plug into the phone. Also, I have here a dipole antenna for 1.3 gigahertz. This is as you can see, the 1.3 gigahertz module. And then I'm going to plug this into the phone. And what you will see is it lights up here. So we can see that the module's working, but how do we get it on the screen? So what I've got here is my micro FPV unit, which is running on 1.3 gigahertz. I'm going to power it up by just plugging the battery in. And then I found this app here. Now, this is a paid app. It costs £2. There are non-paid app versions, but I think this is the best one. Okay, you can basically just search for USB web camera, because these apps that I found are for using a web camera in here, and so that you can sort of use it for external shots. What gave me the idea is the Mobius camera actually uses USB on the go, and it plugs into here and you can view what is on the Mobius. So I thought, wow, you must be able to do that with this. So that's how I got the idea. So if we select this USB on the go, this webcam USB, you can see there we're getting from the FPV quad the picture completely lag-free. Well, as lag-free as you would if you were to plug it into a computer. And I've got the phone on this stand here, and my plan is to put some Velcro on the back of this, and then Velcro it to the back of the stand, if it will let me. And there we go, we have our own mini FPV monitor. I'll just show you the back there. Stuck on the back. And there you go, mini FPV monitor. Now what's also great about this is you can record. You see there's icons here, and this is my problem with doing this, because my idea is to get one of these phones in one of those phone goggles, modify it, and you got some 1080p goggles in quite a small format. But at the moment, all these latency-free USB apps do have slight on-screen displays, but then again, you know, some goggles have on-screen displays, so I'm going to see how I get on with that. There is another app. I can't remember what it's called. I literally went through all the USB camera apps, and it doesn't have any on-screen display. It costs £7, and the frame rate was really low, and there was lag. This one is just like looking at it on a computer. So I've gone with this one. Like I say, it was £2. There is a trial version you can get. I wouldn't bother with that. Like they say, there are free ones, but this is just what I'm choosing here. Yeah, so you can record there. It's a little bit tricky because these are touch screen, but I've switched it over to camera, and then you can press record there, and then it starts recording your FPV. Now it does only record at 2 megabit, I think, but I mean, you know, does that matter? I will show you. I'm going to do some FPV with this in a bit, and I'm going to show you the kind of quality that you get from the recording. This is just a quick video to show the controls of the app that I'm using, USB webcam it's called. Okay, so this is the live feed that we're getting. You see we've got the settings option at the top. It's a little icon of a spanner. I'm going to click that. You can dim the screen. I've got that disabled. Screen rotation, I've got a separate rotation. App quality of the preview, no effect on the recording quality, and it's set to normal. There you can select a higher FPS, but it kind of slows it down. In fact, you might even want to have a low on to get the lowest latency, but I'm finding normal absolutely fine. Video size 640 by 480. It senses that automatic, and even though it gives you other options to change the screen resolution, it won't let you do it. It just says, well, you just don't get any video. You can change the frames per second. Audio, it doesn't do audio, I don't believe, at the moment. Capture duration I've got as max as possible, but you can set it to split files, all sorts of separate options down here. Not sure what the compatibility feature does, but if we just go back to the main screen, if I pinch the screen there, you can sort of zoom in, but it does stay into that 4:3 size. You can't change it to the 16:9 size. There's another app that does that. I might show you that in a bit. So you've got the camera slide option there. If you select it, it changes to video, and then you press the red button there and it starts recording and stops recording. Change it to there to take a picture. Now if you hit the settings tab at the bottom right here, you can change the brightness, make it darker and brighter, which is a nice feature. If you've got a camera that's not very good, you can change the contrast. So there, hard and soft, that makes the image sharper. You see, oh, you can actually move the image around in there as well if you want to. Gain, I don't think that's going to do anything. No, it kind of does, but not. Yeah, not really. I keep knocking the image there. Let's change that sharpness. I've got it set too high. Okay, gamma. Just changes the color and then the saturation, etc. Which is quite nice features, really. What do these do here? Oh, you can reverse the image if you like. Not sure, and flip it, rotate it. Damn near flip and reverse it, whatever you want to do. So this is the other app that I was talking about. It's called Camera FI. And this one does stretch the screen to the full image. You have to select it to say that it's going to access the camera. So it does stretch it here, but can you see that you've got all these icons here on the screen? It's a shame, really. This one would have been perfect otherwise. So you can change that fit to window, fit to video. It's not too bad, but the icons still encroach on the screen, so I'm using the other app. But it's just that this one's completely free, so this is the free option. So one thing I want to mention is that phones are phones, so they go off. There is an easy solution to that. Put the phone in airplane mode, then you don't get any calls through. And here we go, I'm doing FPV off my phone. It's really nice, clear image. Now, it is breaking up a tad. Well, that is literally because the quad is quite far away from where I am. It's downstairs and I'm upstairs in the bedroom. You can see that there is no noticeable amount of latency. One thing that I should say is this USB RX, it does blue screen, but it goes to quite a lot of static before it does blue screen, and it's instant when it comes back. So I'm not sure you could class it as full blue screen, but it definitely eventually blue screens. But this is a really nice option. I'm quite enjoying this. This is the first time I've tried this FPV. I haven't done any test runs, so we may get a couple of crashes. There's quite a lot of people in the house today, so I haven't really got much room to do FPV. This is all we've got. But there you go. It is possible to use your phone to do FPV. Let's see if I can climb the stairs. Whoa, hitting the side of the walls there. So there you go. This is FPV with the phone. I think this sort of technology is the kind of thing that, say, Hubsan are doing with their new Android TX. They must have done something like this because they're incorporating their FPV feed into Android. And that's essentially what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do is wait and see if these goggles come in the post, see if I can modify them at all. See if we can get a landing out of this. This is fun. Whoops, nearly hit the door there. Got some breakup. I'm hoping this app doesn't crash. That's another limitation of it. If the app crashes, which it hasn't done yet, or the phone crashes, which it does do, phones do crash, then you lose your FPV feed. But it's fine for this flight so far. And I'm only using a micro quad here. I'm not sure I would recommend this setup for a big quad. And there we go, we got the LVC. So there we go, that is my smartphone FPV unit. Thanks to FPV Hobby for sending me the unit. Thanks a lot for watching, and please subscribe. Cheers.